Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. My name is Tan Hong, and for episode 5, we will be discussing a few things. I'm here today with Christian, James, Samara, Leilani, and Fernando, and we will be talking about packaging a solution and how we're going to share our impact about our SDG, good health and well being. We will specifically talk about our medium, target audience, message, and call to action. Let's start off with our medium, which is what we'll use in order to spread our awareness about our SDG. As of now, we are creating podcasts to post to our YouTube channels, and we plan to expand from there, whether it's improving the quality of our podcast or setting up other social medias to raise awareness. We will continue to figure out ways to get our message across. For our target audience, we plan to start out in our own country first, which is the US. Especially in times of pandemic, health and well-being is very important so that we don't get sick. And why is it important in our country, you might ask? Well, there are still many cases of COVID-19 of the COVID-19 virus throughout our country, way more than others. That is why we plan to focus here first because it can directly affect us. So we want to get our message out quick. After that, we plan to expand more on a worldwide basis. Our message is pretty direct and can branch out in many directions. Good health and well-being. Basically, we plan to focus on the health of people in our country and other countries as well. Not only will we encourage them to stay healthy or live a healthy lifestyle, which includes exercising, eating healthy diets, and maintaining a healthy mental state, we also plan to do something about it. We plan to research on many statistics that we may need to focus on for certain groups of people or certain countries. And this is the start of our call to action. We plan to research about statistics worldwide, and when we find groups or areas that are struggling with health and well being, we plan to raise awareness about it. We can also expand on that by creating GoFundMe pages in order to raise money to help those struggling in those areas. So let's now see what everyone else has to say about these four topics. Christian, what do you have to say for this?
Our group's medium is to create our podcast and then upload those podcasts to YouTube. For us then to share the YouTube videos on our platforms like our new Instagram and each one of our Twitter accounts that we have for people around the world to access this resource. And these podcasts are already on most of our YouTubes, but we're still creating new ones like this one right now. Our group's target audience is people around the world who are in need with well-being or health, and the general media. It's always good to be informed on how you can stay healthy, and on top of those things, you can make sure your well-being is always good. Um, our videos always help with that, especially in this pandemic right now. And our team's message is to make sure everyone is healthy. We don't specifically have a slogan or a phrase that's our message, but our overall goal is to make sure everyone is healthy and has good well-beings. This is very important because without good health or well-being, then that leads to problems around the world and especially in the people. Our overall call to action is for everyone in the classrooms and in the world to know about this topic and also continue learning and have expectations for themselves to stay on top of them.
Thank you, Christian. And how about you, Leilani?
Our group's medium is social media and podcasts. For the past few weeks, all of us have been recording podcasts about our topic, and we even made a group Instagram and hashtag. Our group's target audience is basically the whole world. Health and well-being are something that affects every single one of us, and we want to improve it for people around the globe. Our team's message is health and well-being in short, but it's much more than just that. Well-being can mean your emotional health, body health, and overall state of happiness. Our overall call to action is to help others live their best, most healthiest lives possible. It's a problem in some places like Africa, who suffers a lot from malnourishment, and other places where healthcare isn't well distributed. But for the general population, we want them to learn about how to improve their daily habits and so they can live the best they can.
Thank you for sharing, Leilani. Let's move on to Fernando. What do you have to say about these topics?
Our group's medium is through using social media sites like Twitter and Instagram to help promote our project. We have a group Instagram account and considering making a group Twitter account. We also use YouTube to upload these weekly podcasts about our SDG, which is health. Our group's target audience is people that are being currently facing the pandemic, whether they try to do things like social distancing, wear masks, or washing their hands. Sorry, I don't want to sneeze. Or affected through other ways, like getting more unhealthy due to staying inside all day. Our team's message is SDG3, which is about health and its benefits, whether we are talking about COVID-19 or just general health. We at Millennial Minds want to share the benefits of health. Our overall call to action is to show how health or lack of health will affect you in many different ways, whether positive or negative. Health is very important for everybody, and we want more people to be aware of that fact.
Thank you, Fernando. And how about you, James?
Our group medium is to just spread awareness throughout social media, make videos, speak on it, and get others' opinions and thoughts on what they think about it. Our group target audience is the target audience is for those who need to understand what is going on and what's happening right now, because we need awareness around like what's happening. Um, our team message is to spread awareness about health, global change around the world, and making a change for everyone. Our overall action is for classrooms around the world. They should try doing things like podcasts, making videos, using social media to spread awareness of what is going on.
Thanks for sharing, James. And Samara, what do you have to say about these topics?
Our group's medium is social media and podcasts. We spend our weekends making podcasts about certain topics, and then we plan to use our platforms to promote them. So, like our new Instagram account, and then our separate Twitter accounts. And then our group's target audience is people around the world who need this information, and anyone who can benefit from knowing this information. However, our podcasts are a great way to reach millennials. This is because they don't normally get information like this, and the only way to get them to actually want to listen is by giving them a place where they can hear it from, people their own age. And our team's message is health and well-being, which is extremely important during times where everyone around the world is struggling with health due to the pandemic. And we understand that quarantine has damaged a lot of people's well-being because people are not able to go out and do most of the things that they love doing, with their friends and family, which is why we're doing these podcasts to provide information to people around the world on how they could get through these problems. And our overall call to action is to make sure people know how they can get and maintain physical and mental health. This is such an important thing to know, especially during these times.
Thank you, Samara. And once again, thank you for everyone being here today to discuss about these topics. I also want to thank the audience for joining us here to listen to what we have to say. Once again, this is Millennial Minds, and we're representing SDG number 3, Good Health and Well-Being, signing off.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right, we're good.